In Western music, there are a few chord progressions that are so common it's hard to find songs that don't use one or more of them. The most common is the 2-5-1, which means the 2 chord followed by the 5 chord resolving to the 1 chord in a given key. 4-note chords are commonly called 7 chords for obvious reasons. The 2-5-1 chord progression is everywhere. It sounds like this. But why is this progression so satisfying to hear? Maybe we can get a clue from the circle. Let's start by looking at the different chord shapes using the same note. For this exercise, our note will be F. As a major chord, F looks like this: F, A, C, E, F major 7. But when the F is the start of a 2 chord, the chord is F minor 7. F, A flat, C, E flat. It looks like this. Notice the A flat and E flat, the 3 and 7 notes of the F minor 7 chord. It's these notes that give the chord its minor quality. Notice also that with F as the 2 chord, we're in the key of E flat. When F is the start of a 5 chord, it's a dominant 7 chord, F7. It looks like this. F is the 5 chord in the key of B flat. The 1, 5, and 7 notes, F, C, and E flat, haven't changed from the F minor 7, but the 3 note, A flat, has moved from minor to major. The F7 chord is F, A, C, E flat. Because the 3 note has moved and the 7 note has stayed put, we now have a tritone in the dominant 7 chord. The tritone creates tension. When F is the start of a 1 chord, it's also the root of the scale we're in, and we see the major chord shape. Now the 7 note E flat has moved to E, next to the 3 note A. The tension created by the tritone in the dominant 7 chord is resolved. So the shapes an F chord takes on through the 2-5-1 progression look like this. Now that we've looked at what's happening as a given note takes on the different qualities of chords, let's see what it looks like in a 2-5-1 progression in a given key. We'll keep F as our tonic and stay in the F scale. Keeping F as the tonic, or one note of the F scale, the 2-5-1 progression is G minor 7 to C7 to F major 7. G minor 7 is G, B flat, D, F. This is the shape. The 1 and 5 notes, G and D, are side by side, and the 3 and 7 notes, B flat and F, are side by side. The 5 chord in this progression is C7, C, E, G, B flat. The 1 and 5 notes, C and G, are side by side, and the 3 and 7 notes have split up, with the 7 note from the G minor 7 moving from F to E to become the 3 note of the C7. B flat, the 3 note from the G minor 7 chord, stays put and becomes the 7 note of C7. Now we have our characteristic tritone of a dominant 7 chord, in this case E, B flat. Another thing we notice is that the 1 and 5 notes in the G minor chord have simply shifted one spot over for the C7 chord. The 1 note from the G minor 7 chord, G, has become the 5 note in the C7 chord. Now we move to the 1 chord in our 2-5-1 progression. The 1 chord is F major 7. Once again, the 1 and 5 notes of the C7 chord have shifted over, and the 1 note in the C7 chord has become the 5 note in the F major 7. B flat, the 7 note of the C7 chord, has also moved to become the 3 note A, side by side with the now 7 note E. The tritone is gone, and the music has resolved. There are also extensions to the 2-5-1 progression that are often used. A common one is 3-6-2-5-1. This progression simply adds the 2 other minor 7 chords in the key to the front of the 2-5-1 progression. Instead of starting on the 2 chord, this progression starts on the 3 chord, then moves through the 6 chord to the 2 chord. Because these are also minor 7 chords, the progression looks like this. Sometimes the 6th chord is voiced as a dominant 7 chord, like this. Another variation is the 1-6-2-5-1 progression. This one is often referred to as rhythm changes, since it was made popular from the Gershwin tune, I Got Rhythm. The 4-5-1 progression is very similar to the 2-5-1. Let's see what that looks like. Again, if our tonic is F, we're in the key of F. The 5 note is C, and the 4 note is B flat. Our progression starts with the 4 chord, B flat major 7. The 1 and 5 notes are together, B flat and F. The 3 and 7 notes are also together, D and A. When we move to the 5 chord, C7, the 3 and 7 notes have shifted to become the 1 and 5 notes of the C7, and the F has moved down to E, giving us a characteristic tritone pair in the dominant 7 chord, in this case E, B flat. Now moving to the 1 chord, F major 7, the 1 and 5 notes of the C7 chord have shifted again, and the B flat has moved to the A, bringing the 3 and 7 notes together and resolving the tritone.